magazine, think you saved the head, so spinning. She look 3 5 so nice, I'm grinning. The bitch so fine, oh my ridiculous. Vaseline for the paper chase. Music scene is my saving grace, so spinning. I lost my mind, I'm fine, I'm living. You touch my bro, spill wine, you're tripping.
Yes, guys, yes, people, we are back. Had to take a day off yesterday because the weather was just too hot, and it is still absolutely baking in here. But big up everybody that's locked in. As always, run up the likes. There are a lot of news topics to get into. Broja, Levi Colwell, Kimpembe, Kunde, some stuff on Timo Werner, Billy Gilmore, Bakayoko. Getting robbed at gunpoint. That was a mad one. Yeah, plenty to get into in this stream. So as always, run up the likes. Big up everybody that's locked in. We'll be going off the topics for like the next 20, 30 minutes. And then, as you guys already know, we'll send the link out. We'll get the panel in. And we'll discuss everything that there is to get into. Big up everyone that's locked in. So Timo Werner, Big Ron, Liam Lane, AW Designer, E-Rock. 2021 CFC. Big up everyone that's in here as always. And yeah, let's get straight into it. Poku Doku says who should get the number 4 or should we retire it? We are never getting any better than the last person in number 4. So as you guys already know, should be there to retire. Let's see, what should we start off with? We'll get through this Klaus thing quickly because basically going to Olympique Marseille. They've had a bid accepted by Lens for the wing-back. Chelsea did not make an offer for him, which was a bit surprising, seeing as we are looking for wing-back depth and he was an affordable deal. But we move. It is what it is. If we didn't make a bid for him, then we clearly didn't have a lot of interest. And he's going to go to Marseille, and that will be it. Just before we go on as well, do want to say, if you guys want a chance of winning this beautiful Chelsea home kit for the upcoming season, any super chat, any amount, we'll get you guys in the lottery. We're going to keep running it for the next week. And yes, Nims is from Jerseys FC. So as you guys can see, completely legitimate. It ain't going to be some bullshit kit that gets wiped off as soon as you go in the wash once. It'll be fine. So yeah, everyone get it. It's down in the description below. Use the code CarefreeLewisG for 20% off as well. Brian says, fuck Broja, you want to leave? Let's go into the Broja news with that. Where we go. West Ham have submitted a new bid of 30 million plus add-ons for Armando Broja. They are closer to finalising personal terms, but a deal with Chelsea is not done yet. Personal terms have been agreed, but the contract length is still undetermined. The move is not developed at the request of Chelsea. It is being driven by Broja and a desire to start regularly. Ben Jacobs also said Armando Broja spoke to Tuchel to get some clarity on his long-term future, and it was reiterated to him that Chelsea don't want to sell, with West Ham now hoping he asks to leave the club permanently. And it does feel a little bit like the De Ligt deal. Big up Sportswire as well. I'll throw you the link at 3 o'clock as well. This reminds me of the... What deal did I even say? Yeah, the De Ligt one, where Bayern Munich were mainly trying to get the player to push for a leave first before they go in for a bid. And this is exactly what's happening in this situation. Now, for me, I don't understand it, especially when Broja is our number 1 out-and-out striker. Yeah, Catman, you say it perfectly. Not willing to fight for the spot. He's too demanding. If he doesn't want to fight for a position that he is going to get a lot of game time for, then we're probably better off just letting him leave. Like, let's be real about it. I don't understand it. It's the same thing as Levi Colwell, but Levi Colwell was more of a little bit of waffle from journalists. From the sounds of it, I think Colwell just wants to fight for his place. Broja, though, definitely wants to leave. And you guys can let me know your thoughts in the comment section, but I don't understand it. The guy is clearly going to get game time, and he's clearly going to get a lot. Our only number 9s are Kai Havertz, who isn't really a number 9. Timo Werner isn't really a number 9. And it's just him. Or you could put Sterling in there as a makeshift. Or anybody else. Nah, it's just them. And bro's just sitting there thinking, I'm not going to get a lot of game time. Like, let's be real about it. This guy didn't set the world alight on Southampton. He had like 6 league goals, and the majority came in the first half of the season. I do not understand the energy. Maybe ask for another loan spell, but I don't get where you're pushing for all of this game time at Chelsea when you didn't hit double digits at Southampton. It makes no sense to me. Yes, 1 John 1 verse 10. I am going to get to Cole stuff as well. I have seen that. And it's not a case of all of them, because it's not even all the kids. You've got Ampadu, who's willing to play in any position. Conor Gallagher, who's willing to play in any capacity. I said Ethan Ampadu as well. Chalobah, who's okay with all the competition coming into the squad, despite him breaking out into the team last season. But then you got the likes of Broja, who don't really want to do that legwork. Then you know what? If that's the case, then that might not be the mentality for this football club. And you can leave in that case, personally. I ain't going to cry. I want a striker, but I want a striker that wants to be here. If he don't want to be here and he doesn't want to pull the legwork in to guarantee his starting position, cut the losses, move on. Well, not really to West Ham. Fuck West Ham. They want to pay 30 million for Broja when you want to drop 150 million for Rice. Get out of it. Don't want it. Someone's 1 verse 10 said, check what Cole's uncle said on Twitter. This is why I think like the journalists have more or less been waffling about Colwell, because, and also a lot of fans as well, they were very quick to jump on his back. All I said was, if he wants to force a starting position without any sort of pre-season training or anything like that, then he can leave. But clearly that wasn't the case. Where is it? Levi Colwell's uncle said there's some fake news. Not once has Levi demanded to start or be in the starting 11. And we've heard that from the likes of Simon Phillips as well. So I'm kind of leaning onto their side now, where it's like Colwell just wants to get given an opportunity. And that's more than fair enough. And he's willing to fight for it too. Like, with the Kimpembe news as well, that we are going to talk about as well in a couple minutes, like, I have nothing against it. I don't get what people are complaining about at this point. Levi Colwell just wants to get given an opportunity. There is going to be opportunities for him. I don't even know if we're going to get 2 or 3 centre-backs in the door, because like now Kimpembe looks very likely to stay at PSG. So there's more opportunities for him. So all this stuff with Levi Colwell is just a little bit of a non-story. The only person that's looking a little bit snaky is Broja, and that's it. Coldest, yeah, one sec. I'll mod you up. Give me a sec. One sec. I'll wait for this thing to pop up on StreamYard, and then I'll do it. That's it. Thoughts on the weather. Weather is baking, but I like it this way too. Exactly. Fanbase is too reactionary. It's not all the Cobham boys, but there are some that would rather go out and fight for, and try and play regularly at another club. You're looking at the likes of Livramento, Mark Gay, and now you're looking at the likes of Armando Broja as well. But none of them have really done it the same way Broja has. Like, Broja looks like he's just demanding a spot, and the only thing I can get is that, like, our attack's shit. So, like, I can get you looking at them thinking I can do better than these lot. But same way, it's like, you have to show it in a Chelsea shirt. What have you done in a Chelsea shirt? Nothing. I saw you come on against Everton in the last game before lockdown, and that was it. That was literally it. Messed about with Koundé for too long. He'll go to Barcelona eventually. I'm not too sure. I know Sevilla are going to long this out because they want a bidding war. They want us and Barca to fight between ourselves. But I think the deal's eventually going to go down to Koundé. We're only 5 to 10 million off their valuation, and I don't see any reason why we could reach that. Kimpembe is likely staying at PSG, so that's 42 million that we're not going to be spending. Put 7 to 10 million into the Koundé deal and get that money back when you sell Azpilicueta to Barcelona afterwards. And then there you go. It's the same fee that you've already placed for Koundé in the first place. You just recouped all the extra money that you spent before. So, like, the Koundé deal is very cut and dry because all we have to do is reach their valuation, but we just want to negotiate and it's fucking long. Let's see. Let's see what you guys are saying. We have to keep Ziyech now that we don't have Rafinha. Tell that to Ziyech, because Ziyech wants to leave. Like, you can say you want to keep him all you want, but do you want to keep somebody that doesn't want to be here? Like, I don't. I already been there and got hurt with Lukaku. I'm not getting hurt twice. Ziyech wants to leave. Don't see him as a rat or anything like that, but just let the guy go. Let him go. It's not that deep. But I do understand the need for depth as well. But we don't play with a back four. We play with a back three. So we're never going to utilize the wide wingers that Ziyech wants to see get used. With Levi, I hope the same thing don't happen to him like Gilmour if he goes on loan. I doubt it's on... No, because Gilmour's a much more unique player than Colwill. Whereas you need to play him in a good team that can dominate possession and isn't full of a bunch of shitters like Norwich City are. Like, let's say if you sent him to a mid-table Premier League club, maybe a team contending for Europe, you probably get a lot more out of him. But you send him to relegation candidates. Norwich are the type of team that play like they're competing for Europe, but they have the personnel for the Championship. So no wonder Gilmour wasn't really going to do anything in that situation. Colwill, I think you could loan him to a string of Premier League clubs and he absolutely shines there. So I do think there's a difference between the pair of them. On this Kimpembe stuff, because I've hinted at, but I haven't really spoken about it. It was reported that Kimpembe has met PSG's board and said he wants to stay, and PSG have refused an offer from Chelsea because it was below the valuation, and now they will only sell if Kimpembe changes his mind. Now, not too surprised the more I think about it. Like, the guy's been in their academy since they were 8 years old. It's been already said a week ago that he loves Paris and he doesn't necessarily want to leave, even though he is interested with the Chelsea role. And again, not too shocked by it. We're not too hurt by the deal either. Like, I'm not going to shit on Kimpembe. I think Tuchel could have got a lot more out of him than a lot of fans are giving credit for. But it wasn't like we were bringing Van Dijk or anything into the squad. And even then, if we bring in Koundé, we still have a very strong back three. There's potential links with Gvardiol, which we do have to play that one by ear as well. Would be happy to see him in the squad. But if we don't even go for him, then that's another spot that opens for the likes of Ethan Ampadu, or it opens for the likes of Chalobah or Levi Colwill in that situation as well. And that's why I think defensively, like, we're still pretty okay. Like, it would have been perfect if we could get Koundé and Kimpembe and Koulibaly, and then we've actually upgraded on the defense that we had last season. But we have a lot to do across the entire starting 11. If we end up missing a few certain areas, it's going to be a bit of a kick in the teeth, but it's not going to be the end of the world. I already said we're not going to be title contenders. Like, at the most, we could run down the title race a little bit later than we've already done. But we're not winning the league. It's going to take us two summer windows as a minimum to be able to get to that point. So for me, like, I'm fine with us not getting Kimpembe. Again, it means we can put all of our cash into the Koundé market. And then after that, we could put that money towards other areas. We do need to sort out our midfield, and we were told Tuchel was going to sort that later on in the window. So someone else needs to look into that situation as well. Still need an attacker. If Broja leaves, we 100% need a striker. Don't you dare go into next season with Batshuayi, Havertz, and Werner as our number 9s. Like, I genuinely will rip my eyes out at the sight of that. So Kimpembe not going to Chelsea, very unlikely, but is what it is. Only 56 likes, and there's 300 of you lot in here. That's poor people. That's poor people. Run up the likes, guys. Come on, let's get to 200 before I send the panel in. Kimpembe can piss off too. Only footballers that want to play for the Chelsea. It is what it is. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. He's been at PSG his entire time. So, I'm not surprised he wants to stay there. Like, Chelsea ain't the be-all and end-all, even if that's how we see it. What else are we saying? Do you think Cole will get a chance in big games? He doesn't need a chance in big games. He just needs chances. And I don't mean cup games either. Just give him in like the odd league game or so, or Champions League group stage match, and just see how he plays and just base how often we use him off that. Broja, he might, but the way he's playing, he ain't even going to be here next season. I get building a defense, but we've got holes. Putting all this money in the bat when we need attackers ASAP and a midfielder. Now, Tuchel's already said he wanted to sort the defense first, but at what point do we stop looking at the defense and do we start looking at other areas of our squad? Because we still need wing back depth, and we're looking at getting rid of Alonso and Azpilicueta. We still need attackers, and we look like what's his name? Broja's going to be leaving. So when are we going to start focusing on other areas as well? That's what I'm a bit worried about. So I get you on that. What else we said? There was other topic. Jules Koundé. No, we've spoken about Koundé. this Timo Werner stuff, now, it's all been hints about him leaving. There's nothing like outright. But he's saying he could be happy everywhere when he was asked whether he could find that happiness at Chelsea. It does mean he could still be staying, but it also means he could have an eye on potential more game time. And my main reason for it is the World Cup. He was also quoted when speaking about the World Cup, saying it's clear I want to play more, and I should play more to first be in good shape for the World Cup, and also to have a chance to play at the World Cup. I think it doesn't change anything whether it's a Winter World Cup or in the summer. And Werner will have an eye on his game time. He did not have a lot of game time last season, especially compared to his first season. And we all know why, because he ain't really up to the standard, and that's me being nice. But for him, if you're looking for more game time and you're looking to get yourself ready for the World Cup, there's one thing you got to do. Leave. Doors there. Find your way out of it. And find a club that will get you a little bit more game time. Daniel's apparently gifted another 10 memberships. Big up yourself, my guy. Much love every single time. You know what? I might add that as another 2 lottery tickets. So big up yourself. We'll throw you in the lottery for that. And also, who's the guy who did it yesterday? I completely forgot, but I'm gonna check my previous streams. I'm gonna give you 2 lottery tickets for the shirt for that as well. Big up yourself, Daniel. My guy. Much love every time. But on Timo Werner, out the door, man. If you want extra game time and you want to get yourself ready for the World Cup, you got to lower your wage packet and you got to lower your standards and you've got to leave. Like, we could find suitors for him. There was quiet talks with Dortmund, with Bayern Munich, and they both need attackers. Lewandowski's gone out the door. Haaland's gone out the door. So there is space for him, and he would thrive there, and he would get the extra game time. He would actually shine there and score more goals, and he would be in the World Cup squad by a mile. But at Chelsea, the only reason why I could see him getting more game time here is if we get rid of more attackers. And if Timo Werner is getting more game time at Chelsea next season, we're fucked. Like, there's no other way to describe it. We are fucked. There's no way on earth where I see Werner starting and I see an improvement or a better player. I would love to see it. Like, trust me, I would do the biggest 180 and become a massive Werner stan if he could start bagging in goals and having a better first touch and playing like he has a little bit of a clue. But so sorry, so Timo Werner, what are you talking about? Don't be bitter. Bitter about what? I'll leave that to you to answer as well. There's nothing to be bitter about. Like, I'm bitter that he's still here, personally. 260k a week. That's going to kill us in negotiations. I've told you guys. So for me, Timo Werner, get out of here, man. Respectfully. Big up for the decoy run at the Champions League final and that header against Real Madrid. But that's about it. Billy Gilmour. Billy Gilmour will hold talks over his Chelsea future after being told by Tuchel he will not play. Everton are interested in taking him on loan. Now, I need to know what he means by not play, like, at all. Because right now, he's our only depth for Jorginho's position. And I actually thought he'd be good to keep in the squad for that role. I know Gilmour also doesn't want to go on loan. So I could see him potentially getting sold in this situation. But maybe you could find the middle ground by loaning him to Everton because he would trust Frank Lampard. Frank Lampard gave him his first big break in elite football. We can call it that, I guess. And so he could go there and he knows Lampard's going to be able to look after him and play him in the best positions to get the best out of him. Plus, Lampard does have that little affinity with Chelsea. He would want to get our loan players working, even though he is still Everton first and foremost. I think that could be a perfect compromise between the two sides. But if not, well, I probably are going to need to get rid of Gilmour. And I don't really want to see him go because I do think that there's a good player in there. But if not, then I guess our hands are tied. Hands are tied in that situation. Let me know you guys' thoughts on Billy Gilmour. Do you think he should be staying? Do you think we should do more to keep him? Or do you think it's another case where we should just wash our hands and move on to the next Cobham graduate? I think he means pre-season, but I don't really get why unless he's injured. Because Billy Gilmour could easily get game time. Even just like 30, 40 minutes here and there. Like, you rotate for fun during pre-season matches. So it feels more to me like he's talking about in the squad, which doesn't really make too much sense. Just as I'm going to drop the link in a few minutes. What else was there? Was that all? Actually, that might have been all. Yeah. You know what? I'll drop the link now. Yeah. One sec. Sue says, I still think CR7 will end up at our club this season. I don't think so. And I don't think United would sell to us either. Like, Tuchel's clearly said no on this situation. Losing someone like Broja isn't going to turn it around. If anything, I'm more worried that Herd Mishi might be getting given more of a chance. If we are in a position where we are going to rely on Mishi Batshuayi in 2022, we are not serious. We are not a serious side. I don't care about... Like, even his loan spells have been shit. Other than Dortmund, they've been terrible. And we're going to rely on this guy again. I watched him play in the preseason game. It was the same Mishi. I don't know what we're doing. I have no idea what we're doing. Let me send the link to everybody. Bear with me, people. Continue to run the likes up because we only have... oh, we did hit 100. Big up. Now let's try and get to 200 people. Where is Alex? Got to send it to Andrew. This laptop is burning. Absolutely burning. Matt's probably up or something. I'll send him a link. This weather is unbelievable, guys. It's actually hotter than it was yesterday. I didn't even think it was possible. Cool. We sent the link out to everybody. Let's see who's here. Yes, bro. What were you saying, my guy?
Great news today. It's a great time to be a Chelsea fan. For all of you haters out there that are moaning and groaning still, get in the mud, stay there. We don't need to hear your comments anymore. It's all just negativity. We don't need to hear that. We've got Koulibaly and Sterling through the door. Looks like Koundé's coming this week. I did mention on a podcast that we're playing in Charlotte, right?
Mm-hmm.
On Wednesday. You know how Charlotte got the name Charlotte?
No, but how?
Well, if memory serves, and sometimes it doesn't, it was Queen Charlotte of France.
Queen Charlotte of France?
Yeah.
What? She named it after herself?
I think it was settled by the French. And that's the name it was given. I think, if memory serves, somebody can Google that shit.
Oh, what? And you think Koundé's going to be announced then because, like, he's French and everything like that? You think it will be done that quickly?
Well, there's some reports saying it's already done.
I haven't seen anything that said it's already done. There's a few people dropping in some tweets in the comments. There's a feeling that Jules Koundé is another Rafinha story, as that player is keen to join Barcelona. That's from Fabrizio Romano, allegedly. Radio Sevilla says Chelsea are very close to closing an agreement with Sevilla. A deal could be done today. That might be the thing you were talking about.
Yeah.
And Barcelona have not yet made any offers. Yeah, Barcelona haven't made any offers, but I think they've agreed personal terms with a player.
Yeah, but that's an old story. They've had personal terms agreed since the beginning of the summer.
But who's to stop Sevilla waiting this one out and just seeing if they could continue a bidding war?
That's what it is. That's all it's about, is to get the most money for this cat, because he's their big fish, right? They need to sell the big fish at the market to get money to pay the bills, and that's what they're doing. So all we have to do is put in maybe 5 million more euro, maybe 10 million more euro, and he's ours.
And to me, that comes from the Kimpembe deal, because Kimpembe looks unlikely to join us now.
He didn't want to join us, apparently.
Nah. Kimpembe.
Yeah. Well, that opens the door again. The Guardiola links are there again, and that's fine with me. I'd be more than happy to take Joseph Guardiola.
Who do you want, Josh?
To be honest with you, I'm fine with either one. I think Kimpembe is maybe just more experienced than Gvardiol, but I think Gvardiol has a better long-term future, and he's a baller. He's a baller. I think the reason you're hearing those Gvardiol links is for that reason. Chelsea may feel like Kimpembe just wants to stay in Paris, and so now it's who's our next best option. And he may cost a little bit more because he's young, but
he's going to cost 50 mil too.
You think? Yeah, I mean, they might get him for that. Yeah, I mean,
50 million pounds, not euro. 50 million pounds.
yeah,
Is
yeah.
what you're
I mean, they have to be aggressive with
Oh,
it.
by the way, my bad. I tried to mod you. My bad.
Yeah, they'll need to be aggressive with any of the deals if they want to get them done soon. So you want to try to avoid bidding wars as much as you can. And there's apparently some teams that are interested in Gvardiol. So if you want to go get him, you better be aggressive with your bid and your time.
And again, those two players, Koundé and Gvardiol, also can play fullback on their strong foot side. So Koundé on the right, Gvardiol on the left. So if on those times you do want to go to a back four, you can use those two as right and left back, and you can put Chalaba and whoever else is going to be at center back for cup games, and play a 4-3-3 or a variation thereof.
Yeah.
So it gives you options. It's tools and it probably wouldn't be ideal, but both of them could play wing back if you wanted to bring them in for just to play defense and not have to worry about going forward once you get up in the game. So if you wanted to take minutes off somebody's legs, you could do that as well.
Oh, what did Kai say in the group chat? Oh, okay. Fair enough. No worries. Armando Broja. This is an interesting topic. What's you guys' thoughts on this whole Broja situation?
If he's pushing for a move, I think he should go. If he's pushing for a move, he needs to go.
Yeah, it pisses me off. That's our only striker fucking off. But it's like, whatever. If you don't want to be here, you don't want to be here. Been there, been burnt.
Have you realised something, Lewis? Have you realised something, Lewis? Levi Colwell and Broja have had two good loans, yeah? And they think they can come in the team and think that they can be in the first team. Have you realised that?
No, but I don't think Broja's moving with the same energy. Broja, from the sounds of it, the majority of sources are saying he just wants to be given an opportunity. And to me, that's more than fair enough. And he will get given that opportunity too. It's about whether you're forcing yourself into the squad and just saying, like, I'm good enough, I should be getting more game time.
That's coming from the journos. And then according to Tuchel, in Tuchel's own words, the only reason he's in London is about his ankle that he rolled.
Mm-hmm.
So the journos have had a very bad summer. And not one of them have really been on the ball.
Wasn't West Ham pushing?
Yeah, everyone's dropped off a little bit. What?
Ain't West Ham pushing for Samako?
No, that it's either or. It's going to be Broja or Samaka. If they get Samaka, no Broja. If they get Broja, no Samaka. Skamaka, whatever his name is.
So Timo Werner, what did you mean by that, by the way? Because the only thing I've seen from Fabrizio is him saying Levi Cole's likely to leave if another defender goes, and I don't think that's the case. Like, I think for him, he just wants assurances that he'll get given opportunities, and again, that is fair. There's nothing wrong with that. And he will get given those opportunities.
I mean, didn't it come out like the very next day after Fabrizio tweeted that he, like, Levi Colwell's never said that he wanted to leave, that he just wants, and listen, I don't know how much clearer Tuchel needs to be about a pathway. Like, you just look at the kids in our team that are in our first team from Cobham, and then you look at kids like Conor Gallagher. Did he sell Conor Gallagher? No, he brought him right back into the team. So it's just kind of waffle about pathways and this and that.
And as always, you got to make money somehow. And if you can't get rid of the deadwood, somebody's got to go. But's got to go out the doors as well if you're going to have all this incoming. So I don't know what to tell you. It's the same old story. It's a business. You got to make money. And whether that's sale of deadwood, we've now offered Barkley to Everton. Maybe Frank will do us a solid and bring him in. If we can come to like 15 million pounds, get him out the door.
15 million pounds. We still didn't make profit, but I'd just be happy he's gone.
Well, you did, because you had loans all those years on him.
Oh yeah, the 11 million off fucking Villa.
So you made your money on him. Just getting him out the door, because losing that salary is more important than making that money coming in. Because we're not hurting for cash, and where you're worried about sales is if you're worried about cash flow. Right now, we're not worried about cash flow.
I heard we messed up the Alonso deal. That's what I heard.
No, the Alonso deal is more complicated because Chelsea want something for Alonso. He's basically being given away.
How much are they?
Should be the other way around.
Auction? How much were they auction?
I think it was 16 million or something like that, 16 million pounds.
That's not bad though.
Well, they don't want to pay that. They want to pay like 10 million euro for him.
Yeah, but that's not upfront. They're not paying upfront money. That's what we.
But
know.
I don't care. That's again, it's one of those things that if you set a price tag, you can't just say, "Oh, well, we'll just take 10 million euro if we want 16 million pounds." That's not even close. That's like double. That's like half the money we wanted. Now it might come to that point if Alonso goes and puts a transfer request in, that we say, okay, that the qualifying bid is 10 million euro, and then Barcelona's okay. But that's something Alonso has to do. It's because when a player puts in, if memory serves, when a player puts in a transfer request, they lose all bonus money that's due them, and their agents do not get agents fee. All that money goes to the club, and no agents. I think either the agents fees are paid by the buying club, or there are no agents fees.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sort of on the club's side on this. Like, they can request a fee for Alonso. It's a reasonable request, especially for a guy who's going to be playing and starting for your team. Like, you can get a few pounds for him.
And that's not the only suitor for Alonso,
right?
Or Emerson, for that fact.
He may prefer to go there, but like, if somebody comes up with 10 million, the club will choose to take that. You know, I don't know.
Juve's about to be flush with cash, and so they have needs as well. Though they're going to use that Delict money. Number one, they're going to bring a center back in, but they've been looking to move on from some certain midfielders. And so you could see a bid come in for Jorginho. You could see a bid come in for Ruben. You could see a bid come in for Emerson.
What man Belangso?
Well, why would Juve bid for Malangsar? I'm saying specifically from Juve, those players could be targeted. And
Juve ain't in Serie B anymore. They wouldn't need Sar. No chance.
Team that is a destination for Timo, if you want to tie that in.
Sounds like I read something they were backing on Morata this morning.
They were what?
Morata, Timo is like
Juventus was backing on Morata because they didn't want to spend, or they couldn't spend as much to get the kid from Roma, Zaniola or whatever that they're trying to get. They're Roma sort of pricing them out, so they're interested about and bringing Morata back because he's cheaper.
Ain't he still there, or has he already gone to Atletico?
He's back at Atletico.
Fucking hell. Hey, well, if they need a striker, take Timo Werner. He wants World Cup football. It's all about whether he wants to reduce his wages or not. If you don't want to reduce his wages, clearly you don't want World Cup football.
Well, I think he'll be willing to reduce his wages to go. I don't think that's an issue. It's just about somebody paying what we want for Timo Werner. I mean, he's 50 million pounds.
Right.
That's, 60 million euro, roughly.
Mm.
So how many teams out there are going to come up with 60 million euro for Timo Werner?
We'd have to lower our valuation. There's no way we try selling for that much.
Again, that's the valuation that I've been told that's been put on his head is 50 million pounds.
They still think Timo Werner is a 50 million pound player.
We paid 40 for him.
Well, it depends on where.
No, we paid close to 50. It was 48.
Was it 48? Okay, so we basically want our money back for a guy who has a Champions League medal,
right,
since he's been with us. So it's not like it's outlandish. I know we think he's a clown.
It's a bit outlandish.
Again, but from a business point of view, you don't just tank somebody's valuation. Now you might accept less, but you don't. That's about negotiation. You could say I want 50 million for Timo, and somebody goes, "Well, I'll give you 50 million euro, not 50 million pounds." And then that's back channel negotiations where you have two symbiotes basically negotiating on behalf of the player and the club until they come to a compromise. That could happen. What I'm saying is the team wants 50 million pounds for for Timo.
I have
Did
to
they
respect
accept less?
Chelsea for trying to get that money, but hey, if we even get that, then Bowley is like the best negotiator than I've ever seen. Even Marina can hold that.
Well, it depends too, I think, on what league he's going to. Because if he's going back to Germany, then maybe they should pay a little bit more for him, because we know he can bag there. Like if he goes to a German club, you're probably getting 20 to 30 goals out of him next season. That's
I
worth
agree
40 or 50.
Oh,
You know,
Inter just got gazumped by Juventus.
for Bremer.
Yeah.
Don't
that's
Bayern Munich need a striker?
And Dortmund.
Well, yeah, because one of them, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately,
It's too early to make ball jokes. I won't make them. I'll be good.
CFC Daily tweeted 35 minutes ago, Jules Koundé has scouted properties in London. How'd you even find that shit out? One sec.
Oh, that has been reported. I can tell you for a fact it's been reported.
What, that he's been searching for properties?
Whether it's true or not, I can't tell you. But it's been reported.
Yeah, Ben Jacobs reported that. I'm
Yeah.
guessing that was on Pies' space earlier. That must have
Oh,
missed
what?
He was sitting on Pies' face. Is that what you said? Don't say that.
Oh
That's
my
rude.
gosh.
Yeah, and I think people kind of are getting a bit confused. This is not a Rafinha situation where it's like with Rafinha only wanted to go to Barcelona. So until they were able to come up to agreeable terms with Leeds, he was always going to go to Barca. I don't think Koundé cares either way what club he goes to in that sense. And if it becomes just a financial thing of who will pay more or who can pay more, Chelsea will win that all day. We could outspend and outbid Barcelona for basically anybody that we wanted financially. And I don't think it's a scenario with Koundé where it's like, I have to go here and I'm not going anywhere else. I'm okay with going to either one of these teams. I think if Chelsea were to pull out on him, he'd be totally fine going to Barca. But he's also, if Chelsea are willing to pay for him, totally fine to come to Chelsea. Like,
hey, don't pull out. We're into recycling around here.
I heard Barcelona have to sell to get Koundé apparently.
Well, and it just doesn't make sense.
I don't even know
roster-wise to
their
me.
situation no more. Just give up. I
don't think
decided they have
anybody knows their
unlimited cash.
situation. It's all being done in the dark with the envelopes being passed around.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
nobody knows.
And again, all the sources are saying different things. Like I've just seen someone say, we're very close to wrapping up Koundé and it could be done today. And now I'm seeing from Gerard Romero, Boss has reached a full agreement with Koundé for a 4-year contract and is very keen to join Barcelona. Exactly. It's like they're just seeing different things on both sides.
Yeah.
So it's
And
like,
again, that Romero report is old news. They've had an agreement with his camp on personal terms since beginning of summer almost.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Josh.
No, you're fine. I think that's basically just what I was just saying. Like, I think he's fine going to either club. I think Chelsea will be able to have a better offer for Sevilla, which will get the player to Chelsea. But if Chelsea pull out for whatever reason, say Sevilla price us out, and then we're just like, all right, fuck it, then he'd be fine going to Barcelona in that case too. But it's not the same kind of thing where Rafinha was just hard pass, only going to Barcelona. It was like, it's not that kind of situation. Chelsea will do what Jester said earlier. They'll pay another 5 or 10 to Sevilla and meet their asking price or just shy of that and get a deal done.
So if we end up signing Koundé, let's say Guardiola, and of course we already got Koulibaly through the door, that's basically you spent 130 to 140 million pound on center backs, but 2 of those center backs can also play fullback. So you've covered a need there as well. So if you're looking on if that money is wisely spent, just know that you have 2 players who can play multiple positions and would likely do so for the club.
Yeah.
I think we're spending over 200 mil.
Well, I think that's because we're going to get some outs.
Yeah.
I think you got this. I think you get Ziyech going and ending up at the Milan once some pieces fall into place. Again, Juve is going to be flush with cash. Do they want to come in for Jorginho or do they want to come in for Conte? You know, because Conte and Pogba playing together would be. I mean, they seem to get the best out of each other when they play for France. So, or do they come in for Jorginho and pair him with Locatelli and rebuild the Italian midfield. That's all possible. So that's why we've got Matthias Nunez we're looking at. There was other links for center midfielders. I think we're going to bring one of those in. And then you could use like Timo Werner as a swap for Leroy Sané. Because the reports are now he's unhappy.
Don't make me smile like that.
Yeah, and if you look at what just said, like that's 140 on the defense, which is fine. It needed to be rebuilt.
Lewis,
That left
you
if you just had the 200 budget, that gives you 60 to spend in the midfield and attack. And then if you have outgoings, maybe there's another maybe there's 100 million to spend in midfield and attack once you have some outgoings, which is very possible. And if we keep the midfield depth that we have this year with Gallagher and Ampadu and those guys stay for midfield depth, maybe you see a guy like Ruben play some backup right wing back, or he played pretty well there last year when he had to play wing back. And so maybe you spend that 100 million, on a creator or an attacker or center forward or something, especially with Broja going. That gives you a lot of money to play with. You can do a lot of stuff with 100 million,
I got super fans in chat today.
Do you think we do a swap deal for Ziyech for Leao?
I hope so.
I think Leao is good because Leao is going to be way expensive. He's, they got him 100 million valuation on him, 100 million euro. That's 85 million pounds, 84 million pounds. That's a crow flies. So 84 million pounds, you're only going to get at the most 25 million pounds for Ziyech if you were to go in there. So at least 60 million pounds for Leao. I mean, he is very, very raw and could probably use some extra time to being where he is before he comes to the big times.
I think he's going to be.
He's going to be fantastic. I think
he's going to be unaffordable next year. If you don't buy him now, that's it. We're done. But I'm speaking of outgoings. Are you guys concerned about what Tuchel said yesterday about giving the Deadwood chance, like Batshuayi and whatnot?
No, that's what preseason's for.
Preseason. I'm hoping
that's why they're there. I mean, like if he didn't want the guys who he didn't want to give a chance to are the guys he sent out. So the guys that are there right now are all going to get a look, an honest look.
But the only thing that worried me is I'm thinking if Broja does leave and we don't get a striker, you could end up seeing Batshuayi in the squad for next season.
That's a third option. That's a third option.
I'd be fine with that as a third striker.
I would not.
No. So this is my issue with that. So I had a concern with this. Like the old regime will send these players to loan, right? And I was like, why do we have these players in our squad? And they will tell me, oh, we're using these players to make money, right? That's what they say. We send these players on loan to make some money because we don't have the revenue, right? But now they're all back. And they might play for Chelsea. And these people, we all know that they're not good enough for Chelsea. They have been on loan for 5 years. They're not good enough. Batshuayi, Emerson, even Barkley. These players are not. They're not like Chelsea quality. Why do we still have them in our squad? And
that's what happens. That's what happens when you go on loan. You come back the next year, and so you get a fresh summer, a fresh preseason to try to improve your level. And if it's not what the gaffer wants, you go back on loan or you get sold. Like it's
no, Josh. If you're over 25, you're getting loan every season. You're definitely not good enough. If you're over 25, you're not. Come on.
Well, if you go back, nice dog. If you go back to what I said at the beginning, some of these players that are being featured in the squad or kept in this squad are being used as a point to sell. It's like an advertisement, working interview.
Yes. I get that. You're absolutely
Barkley
right.
and Mitchie probably are still in the squad because they want them to look good or look like they can be a functional player at a high level to be able to move them. That's why they're in the squad.
Being a functional player.
Yeah, if that's the case, I'm okay with that. I'm happy with that. But I just don't want to see them. I'm afraid we're gonna start with Alonso next season. That's I hope it's not true.
We have Ben Chilwell, so
we have Ben Chilwell, but he's kind of raw. He doesn't look great right now. I'm afraid we're gonna have Alonso next season.
He played a half of a preseason game.
He played a half of one preseason game, and now he's.
I know. Hopefully he gets better. I'm just saying.
And Michi had 14 goals last year, man. Respect the third striker option, all right? Armando Broja had 6.
Look, he could be, but I still think that
Josh, I swear down if I see more Batshuayi prop. We are not doing this. We are not fucking doing this, man.
I think that he looks also at Sterling being a number 9 in some cases. If you brought in and look, in some cases, if you have a big enough midfield of players you've kept, you could play, if they're going to stay in a back 3, you could play a 3-5-2 and play with Sterling. And if you got Sané, Sterling and Sané up top, if you had to rest and rotate people and play with 3 in the midfield, there's things you can do. Especially if the players going out are not going to feature or are not going to be what the gaffer wants. You want players that he wants to be able to use in certain situations, and it comes down to, are you useful in Tuchel's system in his eyes? And if you're not, you're out the door. If you are, in his use case, I'll say it right now, the first person that comes to mind is Ethan Ampadu on this. Look, he shocked the hell out of me with his distribution out of the back.
Oh, he has always been good. Yes. So okay, this is my thing. Talking of
he's never looked that good. Ever.
Well, we had him when he was playing at Chelsea. He was 17 when he made his debut at Chelsea. So he's had a few years on loan to improve his game.
Have you watched him at Leipzig in the Champions League? He was that good. Okay. Speaking of Ampadu now, right? Don't you guys think we should just get one defender since Tuchel is impressed with Ampadu as a defender? I don't want him to play defense necessarily. I want him to play midfield. But since Tuchel wants him in defense, don't you think we can just buy one defender, either a Koundé or someone else, and Ampadu? We use Ampadu and instead get another midfielder? Question.
No, because I think you can keep Ampadu and still get 2 defenders. Because I think the long term, I think what Tuchel said about him, he thought center back was a good spot for him. If Thiago's leaving after the season, then you've got a guy like Koulibaly, and Ampadu could be his backup next season, and as well as rotational this year. I mean, I think you'll see Ampadu kind of play all over the place this year. I think you still get 2 center backs and not have to worry about what you do with him.
I would love to see Ampadu tried in 6. I would love that, but I kind of think it's overkill when we buy in 3 defenders this season. I think 2 is enough. Maybe next season we can go out for another one. I'm thinking we need a defender more than a midfielder more than an extra defender.
I'd rather get them this year and build the chemistry into next year, as opposed to wait till next year, then bring in another new one next year to replace Thiago. Like, just get them now and let them build chemistry going into next season or the next 2 seasons.
That makes sense though, but I'm thinking one of them will be on the bench. Sorry, Luis.
No, that's cool. Paul Jr. says, according to close sources, Koundé was seen buying blue socks and a Tinder passport. A Tinder passport in London.
Now, blue socks on a Tinder passport.
Confirming his move to Chelsea. A Chelsea journalist. Excuse my sarcasm. I think it was Ben Jacobs who was talking about the properties thing, but I get the joke you're trying to run with that Tinder passport, though.
He actually put the context, and I sent it to the chat group.
Yeah, here we go. This isn't reflective of the full context of what I said on Spaces. He did come to London to scout out properties and agreed terms of Chelsea. I think that was when we saw him and Dembele at a similar period in London. Although players can agree multiple contracts. But to reiterate, he and Sevilla will wait for Barca's offer. Open race currently. Okay, so they're waiting on Barcelona, which doesn't sound that positive, but it's like also nothing to really worry about, in all honesty. It's just we let this deal go on for too long. Now we have to let it go for a bit longer, is what it is.
I think it's more Sevilla waiting on Barca than anybody else. They want a bidding war if they can get it.
Yeah, but Koundé's also going to assess the offers and see what's best for him.
There's no way their offer financially will be anywhere near what we can offer him, especially on personal terms.
Yeah, we offered 55 million euro.
They couldn't even offer Rafinha more wages than we could.
I mean, I think he took less. Less wages.
Ben Jacobs said it as well. It's Sevilla that are the ones that are waiting, not Koundé. So you're correct on that. Was there anything else he said on that? No, that's just about it. I heard someone saying something about Jorginho potentially extending, but I haven't seen anything from his Twitter that says anything hinting at that. Do you just have to play that by ear? I don't think there's going to be negotiations until the end of the transfer window, which again puts Jorginho in the leverage for that situation. But we're speculating until they go into talks.
So
we don't know anything right now.
We've offered £46 million for Jules Koundé. I think if we put another 4 with maybe 5 million in add-ons or so, you would get the deal done. That would be 50 million up front and 5 million in add-ons, 55 million pound, which is about what Sevilla would be looking for. Unless they can do 46 plus 10, that's also an option. Usually if you do add-ons, the money ends up being a higher amount because of the add-on.
Yeah.
So it's pay me now or pay me later.
I feel like if we get to that point, it's going to trigger Barcelona again, just like the last one. Like they're just going to wait to see if Barcelona are off anything first. So this won't be done today or tomorrow or whatever any journalist has said about any time recently. It's not going to be like that. It's going to take a couple weeks. And that's kind of on us, but is what it is. Is what it is.
It'll be really bad if we lose Koundé.
Ryan, thanks for that. Now I know Koundé's a baller, so big up yourself. Appreciate that.
You don't rate Koundé highly? Well, don't be high when you rate him. Then you'll be fine.
Oh, fuck's sake.
We cannot lose Koundé. We cannot afford to lose Koundé after chasing him for 2 years. Same with Suameni. We don't want to Suameni 2.0.
It would be typical, but is what it is. Can't say too on it. Fucking lagging, man. Bothered. Yes.
Get a new laptop, Lewis. Now it's white noise. Okay, well, we've lost Lewis. It's a Jester takeover.
It's the heat.
No, your laptop's been shit for months.
Yeah, it was shit when it was cold. What are you talking about?
Shit for years since what's his face kicked it or whatever, you know.
That had nothing to do with it. It's, when they get old, they get taxed out. He's already gone.
It always doesn't help when someone kicks it as well. Or, you know.
So what are we saying, guys? What are we talking about now? Alex, we haven't heard anything from you. You've been in there just quiet. It's like, is this Alex or somebody else?
Alex doing his favorite fatter impression right now. What are you saying?
You're on mute. You're on mute.
Rough night at work. Too many traumas. Too many strokes.
Oh, fucking hell. Sorry to hear it.
But, I mean, it's just work. So I just took my Adderall, so I'm waiting to kick in. So because otherwise,
the nitrous to kick in, huh?
Well, otherwise I can't stay during the day. I work only 2 nights a week, and to sustain some kind of schedule, I have to not go to sleep right after work. So that's it or not. But what were you talking about? That guy from AC Milan? Is there another links to him or something?
Leao.
Yeah.
No, Deal's just saying he wanted to do a Leao for Ziyech swap deal, but it was like, I don't know how that's realistic.
Who?
Well, y'all got a fire on the M25.
Oh.
It's not unrealistic if they valued Ziyech at like 20-25 million and you came in with like 80 million cash plus Ziyech, like it might make them think about it, you know, or you like, especially I think their release clause now is like 140. So if you got him close to 100 right now and he wasn't going to re-sign, they might think about it. But
then again, that's why it's unrealistic. 100 million plus Ziyech for Leao.
Guys, I'm not the one that had all those things. I just worked.
Alex didn't have a night full of strokes.
Being caring though, big up you guys. Yeah, also, be caring guys, and run up the lights.
I'm saying that it's just the work. That's it. I worked at the big hospital. That's all it is. But families, yes, their families needs prayers. But it's just a rough night. That's all happens. It happens sometimes. So Just waiting for Adderall to kick in. But
did you snort it?
No, just regular.
It gets. I hear it works better if you snort it.
You're not supposed to.
Oh my!
You're not supposed to take it anally. You're supposed to swallow it.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh my god!
Suppository City.
Right. E-Rock says, do you all think Gallagher eventually pushes into a starting
if I will
role
do
as the
snoring,
season moves on?
I will be like Biden's son. Like,
oh my gosh! Right. E-Rock says, do you all think Gallagher eventually pushes into a starting role as the season moves on? Big up Lewis and the panel. Keep up the great content. Big up yourself, my guy. Again, another 2 lottery tickets. Yes. Like, if he continues to play the way he did in preseason and continues to grow from that, there is no reason why he doesn't break out into a starting role. 100% capable of it.
Yeah, I say that's entirely on him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. If you're actually running a meritocracy, then every player has a chance to be a starter. It depends how they play. If he's putting in the performances, you would say by meritocracy standards, he should be starting. So, yeah, everybody has that chance right now. I mean, more people look, it is actually weighted to if you just got bought, you're going to be given more chances because you just got bought by the manager and the new regime. So don't think that doesn't factor. Of course it does.
Right.
Yeah, completely agree on that. Guys, continue to run up the likes. 260 guys liked so far. Let's try and get to 300. Milan won 80 million euros for Leao. Forget about the 150 million release clause nonsense. Still a bit unrealistic, but that one is something that's a bit more manageable too. I was thinking like
80 million euros. That's 70 pounds. That's close to what we offer for Rafinha.
Right.
That's over what we.
Yeah, euros. So, actually, euros. That's not that bad.
That's what I'm saying. And if it's you can put the Ziyech into the conversation.
Yep.
It's manageable.
70 million euros in Ziyech. Guys in the comment section, what do you lot say?
I'm not saying 70 million and Ziyech. I'm saying 80, they will accept 80. If they accept 80, it's 70 million pounds. Minus Ziyech, whatever we want for Ziyech.
We have a war of ITKs on in Twitter.
On the timeline. Yep.
Some people are saying Jules Koundé is imminent to Chelsea. Some people saying no. Sevilla haven't accepted. They're waiting.
Some people don't give a fuck like I am.
I can't see.
Wait till the Adderall kicks in. You'll be giving a fuck.
I can't see Sevilla waiting too long.
I really don't. I don't think Koundé or the other guy is actually better than what we have. I don't think you can prove me that Chalobah cannot do the job.
So that's what I was saying. Like why don't we just get one instead of 2 more defenders?
Because that's what Tuchel wants, and the manager's going to get what he wants.
I get that. I'm just expressing my opinion. I get that.
No, Tuchel said he prefers to get 3, but it doesn't mean he will get 3.
Yeah.
If he cannot get it.
Okay, so he prefers 3 then. That's why we're going after 3.
That's
we're
why
going after 3, but we only get 1. That's what I think. It's like I know I'm going to bring to what it's like people with at the hospital, especially my wife in colleges, when she say people when they offer, for example, it's somebody gives you got somebody has cancer and they saying you have 6 months to live, and stuff like that, but they live longer. The doctors do that because if they live longer, they are the good guys. So does the Tuchel. When he said, I want 3, but at least I got 2. He's like, wait, I got more than I got just a little bit less. You know what I'm saying? We're still looking good in the transfer market. I think that's the situation with the. He wants 3, but he will get 2, so everybody wins.
We got updated. Here's the updated news. Unlike Barca, who have yet to lodge an official bid, Chelsea have submitted an offer of 55 million euro for Jules Koundé. Thomas Tuchel has been given the go-ahead, while Xavi, he is a priority. Koundé is now waiting for Sevilla to be satisfied. So we are waiting for Sevilla to say yes or no. They're probably in negotiations with Chelsea about a final amount. 55 is not enough. Maybe it's going to be 60 million euro. There might be add-ons included, but I'm not saying it's done. But if they're talking, that's always a good sign.
Let me ask you something. When did Barcelona supposed to register all those players?
They're not registered yet.
They haven't yet. Yeah.
Start of season, I think, something like that.
I don't think Sevilla will wait too long if Chelsea pay what they want. Like if Chelsea give them what they're asking for, I don't think they're going to be like, oh no, we need to wait another week. I think that's why they may be negotiating now to try to get it done as soon as possible. Like if you meet our 65 million demand, he's yours.
Yeah, I think.
And also, I need to clear something up. If by sources you mean stuff I read on YouTube, on Twitter, by people who are supposed to be journalists, yes, they're my sources. If that's the definition you're giving. Everything I say you can find on Twitter. If you just look.
You got to lift your game, you know. Nathaniel's got sources, you got to get something going.
No, I don't have any. I got sauces. I got some sauce, but no sources.
I'm trying to make a sense out of the whole Barcelona situation.
Oh, you'll be here all day.
Yeah.
I actually read a bit more. Apparently, they're going to sell another 15% of their TV rights.
Maybe we'll not finish my questions. Everybody can actually answer. But my question is, does their registered players, how much they do depend on what's his name, De Jong sell or cutting wages? Like, I want to know if De Jong does not move and stick to his things to stay at Barcelona, would that affect anybody to register?
I have no clue.
It's so hard to from the reports. It does, because that's why they're trying to sell him to Man United, because they need to get him off the books. But if he doesn't want to go anywhere, that puts them but a rock and a hard place, man. Like there's no really way to get out of that if he doesn't want to leave. So
I think it affects them. I don't think it will affect them this season. I think it affects them in the long run, because they're setting up things for the future. So them selling another 15%. So they're really doing short-term stuff. They're really going to ruin themselves long-term. But that's how they're doing all these signings. They're already deferred wages off De Jong. So I don't think it affects them now, but they're going to
if he goes, he loses his money, supposedly.
Unless the club that buys them can pay the
pay it. But why would you pay somebody else's wages?
Yeah,
no. It could be into the fee.
I think what Barca are hoping that if they sell him, their contract to them becomes null and void, and they don't owe him that money anymore. Which I don't know how that works.
No, I don't think that's how.
I also heard that. You know how when they signed the contract to defer wages, if they protest, they don't turn up to training, whole bunch of conditions, they'll forego those wages. So that's why De Jong's doing, everything. I want to stay. He's not saying anything. He's going to training. He's doing everything by the book, because if he stuffs up a little, those wages, they don't have to pay him those wages. So you can't. It's hard to tell if De Jong actually wants to go or not, or he's just playing by the rules that he signed up for.
I don't think he wants to go. That's a fact. I don't think he wants to go.
Well, yeah.
Would you rather be?
I don't think he wants to go to Man United.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to go to Manchester United. That's
So in news for other clubs, we hope that curl up and die. Inter Milan, the owner of Inter Milan just lost his
Arsenal. Damn it.
250 million euros. He's in debt now. A quarter of $1 billion euro in debt.
We kind of saved them. We kind of saved Inter, and
so
I don't know why.
We tried to. We gave them 90 mil for free.
See,
get your Lukaku jerseys ready for next season. Is what that means.
Yeah, get your karma is real. So
are they a consortium?
They're about to be sold.
Yeah, they're going to be sold. They're going to have to be sold because they're owned by Steven Zhang. Who's a Chinese billionaire.
Him? He's got
I believe so. It's a Chinese consortium. One of the two. I can't be bothered to know.
Because if it's a consortium, then all he has to do is bail, and then someone else takes his spot, part of the consortium.
I think he's the owner, out and out owner.
Yeah, if that's the case, then yeah, they have to sell. Or he's going to take that club with him.
So again, Radio Sevilla is saying Jules Koundé to Chelsea is very close. Could happen today. So we're going to continue to see this. If it happens, it happens. That'd be
Meanwhile,
great.
others are saying Sevilla are waiting for Barcelona's bid first.
Yeah, again, it's who do you believe? It's all out there in the ether. So believe who you want. If we bring him in, if he does sign, it's good for Chelsea. That's all you need to know. It's a good signing. He can play multiple positions, and he's good, very, very good.
Plus, I think Asby's a little bit more in their pay bracket right now than Jules Koundé is.
And my question is, what if we can't use some of those players that we bought?
It would be hilarious.
I have no clue what would happen. I have no clue what would happen.
Because they signed a contract with Barcelona.
Yeah, they have to be loaned out.
Well, it's the same thing that happened to.
Or sold. If it's actually before the window
by
closes.
then you buying it. By then it will mean that we buy it from Barcelona.
Well, it depends.
Don't they just become free transfer again?
Because
No, it
Barcelona
depends if the deal's
technically
been
owns
codified
money.
with payment.
They not pay it. They still have payments to. They mortgage.
Yeah, I'm not a specialist in European law.
No, but it's so many questions.
Somebody doesn't trust anything I say. Well, don't listen then. Plug your ears when we run around and go la 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 la. Make sure you do it in public. It would be a big hit.
Miguel Rabinez says if we don't get Koundé, it's on Tuchel for directing Bowley to waste our time for De Ligt. Every other centre-back target will be a B tier. Compared to Koundé, that's a fair enough assessment to make, but I kind of understand the first star as well. We had Koundé basically in the bag, and then we decided to go straight for De Ligt and then go for Koundé. So that don't make sense.
If we don't get our 4 targets, we should not go for any more defenders. We don't. Wait till next season. If we cannot get Koundé or Kimpembe or whatever, we gotta wait till next season. We have a lot of B-rated players in our squad. We should be close shop, wait for next season.
No, I think we need to go.
What about this season?
Go.
What I'm saying is,
if he wants 3 defenders, he gets 3 defenders.
Well, we're buying what we need. We're not buying excess.
No, that's not what I'm saying. The commenter said, if you don't get Koundé, we're gonna get B tier players. I'm like, we should not sign B tier players. We have a bunch already.
I'll say this isn't Tuchel's fault. This is more Bowley's for letting AC go on a free.
But even if the player's B team considered to whoever's standard, right?
We haven't targeted a B tier player yet.
But we still need we need to fill a spot.
What B tier player have we been linked with?
No, we haven't been linked any. I'm just saying we should not sign any B tier player.
Someone's opinion can be very different to what a B tier is or not. But regardless, if someone doesn't rate a certain, they're not world class. If they're not in the big names that we've been linked with, and there's someone probably young. Someone might say Guardiola is a B tier, and don't get how good he is because they don't watch him. And someone like Miguel here might think he's a B tier, and he's going to cost a lot. And that's we still need to fill a position regardless, or else we're going to play youth there.
How will you feel if we go for Maguire? How will you feel if we go for Maguire?
Great.
Who says we're going for Maguire?
No.
He's an A tier.
I can't wait to be a troll.
Okay, it's A tier. What are you on about?
I said, who are we been actually linked with? We've never been linked with Maguire.
No.
You said Maguire's A tier.
I've just been
he's A tier.
Say with a straight face. And your camera's off, and I know you ain't got a straight face.
He's A tier.
I just watched him against Palace here playing Australia.
That tier's like fucking Z.
He almost scored a goal. He almost went A tier.
Because he nearly scored.
Oh no, he's A ridiculous.
I remember when we were linked with him like a month or 2 ago. That was a dark day.
That was all BS.
There's no way Man United will sell him.
Linking us with him is a disrespect.
So Guardiola is considered to be an A-list prospect by those who know. Okay, so yes, he's a A-tier player in that aspect. So he's already played Champions League football. He's already played Bundesliga football. He's played at the highest level.
So
And he's shown that he belongs. He's played on his national team. So
are you talking about Ampadu?
No. Talking about Joseph Guardiola.
You're saying the same thing. Ampadu played in the Bundesliga, in the Champions League, in the national side.
Okay, but I wasn't talking about Ampadu.
No,
look, Ampadu's impressed me when he played against Club America. His distribution out of the back was very, very good. He looks quicker than I remember him being. So let's see against higher tier competition what he can do. You're certainly not going to get that against Charlotte FC, which is basically a championship club.
He played in the same role in Leipzig when he was there for loan.
I don't know if he played. Did he play in the middle?
Yep.
I think he did play in the middle of the three.
Yeah. Was it against Tottenham in the Champions League? Was it Tottenham?
I think it was Tottenham, yes.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, he played really well. I like him, but I like him in the midfield. If
that is correct.
Who wants him in the defense? That's fine with me. But I just don't want us to splash like 130, 140 million on defenders this season.
Well, if that's what Tuchel wants, let's go ahead and give it to him. If
that's what he said, yeah. What Jess is saying, I don't get we don't want to spend money. People just want flashy players. Let's get Rafinha, Dembele, and Sterling and play them all up front because they all look great.
Not really.
Maybe might not work well.
Declare,
but what I'm saying is that the defender positions, Tuchel came out and said it was almost priority. We're missing players. We lost quality there. We're not even upgrading. We're actually replacing, right? So.
Thanks,
if we spend majority of our transfer budget, whatever it is, it shows that there was a massive importance, and we're probably losing 3 defenders. Maybe
Lewis, you have a new jersey.
Yeah, Jerseys FC managed to
I don't like it again.
Nice.
True. Declare.
It looks
you're
like
right.
on Barkley.
Declare. You're right. I agree with you. We shot ourselves in the foot by losing 2 top defenders for free.
It's like I was watching it with Thiago Silva and it looks good. Then Barkley showed up again, and the jersey
and now
looks
I put it
bad
on
again.
it looks even worse. Can't be arsed.
Barkley's buff though.
Oh my gosh. So
Gav, no one's on the back yet. I do at the end of the season.
So are we going to do a predicted lineup for tomorrow?
Fatur is on the back.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern over here.
I'm still debating.
It's Thursday for us. I keep forgetting.
It's midnight. I think midnight for you guys. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out if it's a practice. If
That's
we
better than
have
4,
open
isn't it?
practice. But
I don't think they're doing open practice. They're definitely
they're
doing
in Orlando anyway. They're Orlando and they fly to Charlotte.
And then
so I don't know if that's the day they fly to Charlotte or
today and then back to Orlando after the game for the Saturday.
So I think they do open practice at Orlando.
I didn't see an open practice schedule for Orlando. I think I'm pretty positive. I read that they weren't doing it. But
by the way, if I just find out what college they practices it, because it's open fields. They practice at colleges. There's no fence.
I understand that, but I don't think that they're on the plane today. And tomorrow there might be a walkthrough early in the day because they play at night. And then they go back to Orlando.
Every team has 2 practices a day. It doesn't matter if it's finger.
Well, they must be on a plane either last night and they might be in Charlotte today. I don't know when they flew out.
No,
somebody get on Flight Tracker. Wake up, Potter. Get on Flight Tracker.
They flew yesterday to Orlando.
Oh, he's not even here.
Not even yesterday. I think before
the day before they flew to Orlando right after the Club America game.
Right after Club America game.
Yeah. They've been here for 2 days. They've been in Orlando here for 2 days now.
You don't know what university they.
Yep. I don't know if they're at a university or if they're at because I think they're staying at Champions Gate, which is like a golf resort. I think that's where their hotel is. They might even be at like Wide World of Sports at Disney Wide World of Sports because they have a ton of fields there. but I don't know exactly where they're training.
Yeah, that's what I will do. I will just go to the training grounds, whatever, to try to figure out where the training grounds are, and just hang out over there.
They're too far away from UCF, which is the University of Central Florida. There, I think they're too far away from that. I think they might be a Wide World of Sports.
And I tell you the truth, I don't think I'm gonna go to the game, but I would like to go at least hang out with the guys and fans at the bars and stuff during the day.
Well, you're married with children. You can't do that.
Dump the children.
Guyan says Barca are playing games with Chelsea. Payback for Rafinha. They're trying to jack up the price for Koundé, but he'll be a Chelsea player, I believe. What do you mean by payback for Rafinha? Because we're the ones that got fucked on that one. They're trying to jack up the price for Koundé. Not really. I don't even know if they're going to reach the valuation that we have for him just yet. Their aim is trying to get to him on personal terms so far. Indefinite also says, again, guys, you will be in the lottery for the new Chelsea kit as well. Indefinite says, why not get Calvert-Lewin and give Frank, Barkley, and Gilmore? Would we say Calvert-Lewin is a Chelsea quality striker?
No.
I was going to say he's better than what we already have. I don't think he would be the answer.
He's not even better than what we have.
He's a walking injury.
There's a difference between better than what we have in Chelsea quality.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the thing.
I think Batshuayi is
better than what we have.
On the same level.
There has been links for Batshuayi though, so I think they want him to show out. So he
Tommy is better forward than Calvin, whatever the guy is.
The only thing Calvert-Lewin is better is heading.
And being injured.
Anyway,
fanning yourself makes you hotter. Actually, you do know that, right?
Going back to Chelsea in the United States, do you know that?
No, I'm telling you,
Josh, do you know that they have trophies, World Cup trophies with them?
Yeah, they have all the they have the Premier League, the Champions League, and I think the FA Cup. They have the three of them here.
Okay, well, I don't need that. I already have pictures.
Lewis is sweating, man. He's
Yep.
putting in real work today.
You don't have air conditioning,
bro. I do. It's just not helping. This is nothing.
Oh yeah, Russian gas is expensive. Yeah, I forgot that shit.
Oh, fuck's sake. Yeah, we can do this predicted lineup if you guys want to run it.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yep, let's jump on it.
Yeah.
Why? Here it is. Arsenal will be subbed at half time. That's the predicted lineup.
Oh yeah, we are streaming tomorrow. Yeah, fuck it.
We can do it tomorrow. I don't care.
Do it tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow's stream makes more sense.
By the way, I was thinking like there's my Adderall kicks in. My eyes are a little bit better, but not gluing together.
I can't wait to get on that stuff.
What I'm trying.
I got a good dealer for you.
My question is about Broja. And like the whole situation with youngsters and stuff. Yesterday I was driving.
Talk about youngsters. We don't do that here.
Okay, well, until then, I'm gonna talk about Broja, our team, and the youngsters. What's the name of the Broja guy and the situation with West Ham and stuff? And people saying that Tuchel does not progress youngsters and a team not. I remember with Mourinho, we did not even have a sniff of the youngsters in the squad. So to call Tuchel not playing youngsters is quite crazy sound to me. And I'm trying to think of the situation with Tuchel versus Broja and say, like, look, are we becoming the club that challenging a manager based on 19 years old kid that we never heard, that actually had a decent season with Southampton and stuff, or we like, because I saw people on Twitter go madness against that, like against the defender that wants to leave apparently, and Broja, Colwill and Broja. Are we that pathetic that, like, look, you know what I'm saying? Like,
the answer is yes.
Are we not that, like, I know I love Broja and I think he is better than some of them, but it becomes the point that we need to start to back the manager because he actually proven as a decent manager.
Great.
That's what we're doing, and people are getting huffy about. He wants three center backs. You give him three center backs. He's got a list of center backs. As long as those three center backs come off that list, he's happy. You're going to see a midfielder come in. You're going to see one more attacker come in. That's your 6 signings or 5 signings. No.
Yeah, I mean the guy had 6 goals last year, man. I don't know what people are expecting, like Chelsea, like to not try to improve. And you have a guy who had 6 goals last year. I don't.
Believe me, I'm the first one to get annoyed that Broja leaves because I think he's gonna be pain in the butt if he moves and he plays against us. Because the kid, I can see the kid, the really good striker. At least put the freaking buyback clause.
Well, if you put a buyback clause, then the transfer fee is usually lower than the valuation because you have a buyback clause in there.
And I'm okay with it.
That's fine if they want to do that, unless they just they want the money to spend elsewhere.
The problem. Sorry, just a please.
No, and if that's the case, then they'll just move him on at the highest price. And it depends on how things work out with the player. If the player throws a big stink fit and the club doesn't want to work with him anymore, it will be just a complete sell because they won't want that back. Ideally, you'd want to buy back, but not every club accepts buybacks in contract offers.
What buyback?
Well, here's another situation. Okay, I love Broja, but you can suck it up, kid. You have contract until 2026. So, if you that kind of desperate to go and stuff like that and not willing, go back play with U23s.
Well, my issue was
discipline.
Yeah, the thing was, if Broja goes, I wanted to see him stay, right? But who do we get in his spot, and then how does that work with the buyback and stuff like that? If we're saying, yeah, Ronaldo worked perfect, but it doesn't look like that's happening. Perfect. I know, it's perfect because if we're getting, if we're loaning Broja or with a buyback or whatever. But if we're gonna loan him off or give him a buyback clause, then who are we getting in his spot? If we splash out on a striker, then where's Broja come back to?
This is the actual concern, because is it Tuchel really does not think that we need one? If it is, then it's on him. But Kai Havertz is gonna get killed next season. This season coming, if he's not doing it, and that same thing if Broja is gonna be sold, and Timo Werner doesn't shoot, and Sterling does his running. If those does not work against
this guy's got 4 years left on his contract. I don't know why we're in control here, man. Stick it out, grow up a spine. You've got a legitimate chance of actually starting a lot of games or playing a lot of games with these shit forwards we've got.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out.
Big
up yourself.
What? You know what I don't get? There's no other better time for a youth to break in. All you have is Kai Havertz. It's not like you got all these great players. I can understand Corwell's position when we're getting all these great defenders in. Yeah, I can understand his position.
Yeah.
But for Broja, what better chance do you want?
Exactly.
There's only Havertz there. It's so easy to be the front runner.
That actually turns me away from the Broja a little bit. That the kid is not. The kid is.
Yeah.
Running from the challenge. I can understand Livermento. That's a good challenge against Reece James.
No, exactly, Alex. I was thinking the same thing. Maybe he doesn't really back himself. Maybe he doesn't back himself.
That's not it. He should. I don't know. If he doesn't have those kind of balls, maybe you should go see if West Ham has them. All I know, they have a bubble balls.
Yeah, I mean, to me, he's just as much of a coin flip as anybody else. I mean, he played last year. He played 20-something games in the league, and he had 6 goals. Like, to me, that he's just as much of a coin flip kind of bet as any other striker would be at this point.
Compared to Kai Havertz, that scored 8 goals that season.
Yeah, but for his development, he was overplayed by Southampton. That's why. He played something like that.
Yeah, that was his first season in a top flight. playing consistently.
Yeah, but, I would just, I don't understand. It's like, I don't want to say it, but it's just, where's your backbone, man? Where's your fight?
Just wants to rush everything.
Yeah, it's like, you're what? How old is he? 20 or something?
19.
18.
19.
18.
19.
19.
He's 19.
19. It's like, why are you in such a rush, man? Why are you in such a rush? You've got a legitimate.
Broja's actually 20.
You've
20.
got 14
20.
years left.
20. Okay.
It's just
not much difference.
It's just ridiculous, man. It's like.
And it's Andrew, what you said as well. I mean, who's gonna, unless they're gonna play Antonio in a different position, or he's all injury prone.
Antonio
versus Kai Havertz.
They play one up front away at the big games. He's going to go to the big games.
I'm a West Ham.
Unless he's been told that we are going for a striker.
That's another thing. Unless
I think he's been told, yeah, you were great at Southampton, but you've still got to fight for a place here. And that pissed him off. Or it pissed his advisors off, or something like that.
I heard there was his father was the one that actually pushed him.
They were expecting him to get a big warm welcome and welcome to a first team place. You're starting up front each week. It's not going to happen, man. You went on loan to get experience. That's what loan is. It's to gain experience. When you come back to Chelsea, you start again. Yeah, you start again. It's that Chelsea. It's a different level. It's not the same level as Southampton. It's bigger. You start again. And especially now, this is a new Chelsea. We've already got Sterling and Koulibaly. You start again. Same with Conor Gallagher. Same with Ampadu. Like that. It boggles my mind.
I actually don't mind if you start straight away, but if you don't perform, bench straight away. If that's all it's
I'm seriously thinking about his toughness, mental toughness. If he thinks he cannot fight for spots with Timo Werner, Kai Havertz,
it's Michy Batshuayi, yeah.
Oh, exactly.
Fuck's sake.
I don't even think it's that. I think the guy's too young. I think it's people around him.
Yeah, it's the camp.
These people are idiots, man. That's why you don't involve family in your professional business. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you should never do that. Yeah. Actually, that's a fact.
That's why Harry Kane is still at Tottenham, because his agent is brother. That's why made him sign that deathlock contract.
Yeah, we saw it with Christensen too.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Right. Indefinite says there is nothing left. That is my point. I think he means in terms of our attacking options, which again is fair enough. Big up yourself. I do appreciate that. Went up to I think £5, so that'll be 2 lottery tickets for you. JFL says this might be unpopular, but if Broja leaves, we should go for Tony because he's everything 2 for once in a striker.
They want 50 million.
I was interested in Tony last season and in some periods, but
they want 50 million for Ivan Tony.
50 million.
50 million. I tell you why.
I'm not surprised they're asking for more.
I'll tell you why, because they sold Ollie Watkins to Villa when they were in the Championship for 28, and he's done okay. Ivan Toney's now got them promoted, and he's scored more goals than Ollie Watkins has, and he's obviously he's always seen as a higher price. But we're not going to spend 50 million on Ivan Toney. No chance.
I say go for Ronaldo.
I would definitely take Ronaldo, but I don't think Tuchel wants it. If Tuchel would prefer an Ivan Toney, though, I'm all here for it. I would take. Although I'm biased, I would take anybody up front.
One of the main reasons I kind of want Ronaldo now is I feel like over the last month or so, he's been so disrespected by everyone. Nobody wants Ronaldo. Nobody. All these clubs are posting shout out. Some German club posted something about him saying or I think it was Spartak was Ronaldo instant messaging them that he would like to come, and they were like, no thanks. The guys have been so disrespected the last month. I think he would absolutely bang for Chelsea, but
because I know he'd just take one look at all the disrespect around and be like, is this what they're saying about me?
Yeah,
cool.
Absolutely.
40 goal a season. Watch.
He's got that kind of mentality. He could do that.
And I get to see in a blue shirt as well. That would be brilliant. John Webb says, who's better, Tony or Werner? Literally, I'll say Fatter up front over Werner.
Tony, because he scored for Brentford. That's why.
Yeah.
Werner couldn't do that.
Which one has a Champions League medal? I'll take that guy.
Yeah. Tammy Abraham's got a Champions League medal. I don't care.
Which one has a championship?
Okay, we'll take Tino Andrew up front then. Let's go. That's got a medal too. Or fuck it, Willie Caballero. Might be good in the air or some shit.
Champions League medal for us winning that in 2021.
Yeah, 2-time Champions League winner, Super Frank. Alex, you're on mute, bro.
Tell you the truth, I still want to see Alonso at the striker, at least for a couple of games in pre-season.
It will be fun until people see that he doesn't get space on the left-hand side, and then he's just useless. That's the thing. I get people saying it, but I just think Alonso makes the most out of the space he can get on that side. And fair play, he's got a brilliant finish. I just think up front, like we all joke about, I just think I couldn't see it run. But I'll still take Alonso over Werner.
I've said it like 2 years ago or something that I wanted.
Oh yeah, fans have been joking about it since he scored 2 against Tottenham.
I'm telling you, I think Alonso is gonna stay.
I think he's gonna stay too.
That's because no one fucking wants him because he's shit.
No, Barca do. It's just we're not just handing him to them on a silver platter like we should. It is what it is.
And I'm afraid he's gonna start. He's gonna start the season.
No. He ain't gonna start. It'll be Chilwell. Alonso will be the replacement.
Barcelona want him, but they have alternatives for him. So if we make it hard, they have other alternatives, and they'll go quickly. They want like 6 players, 6 defenders, they said. I saw an article, Laporta said they want like 6 defenders. I was like, what the hell? It doesn't make any sense. But apparently Xavi has a list and he's going to go for it. So I don't know what's going on there.
It looks like Barca have no plan. They just buying players.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. It doesn't make sense.
I seriously think like, it would be funny if what will happen if the signed players cannot be registered.
I know, that's what I'm looking at.
I just want to know what's going to happen.
We can have Rafinha for loan for 1 season.
I think they have a plan, but I just don't see it going perfectly. Is what I'm saying. They have some plan.
Somebody earlier in the chat said by July 31st they will be told the salary caps and how many players and stuff.
Okay, so maybe they've paid off La Liga to have them increase it just enough so where they can register everyone. I wouldn't be surprised if it was increased and they work it out. But something definitely goes on behind the scenes.
If they can't release any of their
See,
players,
Josh, you have a good woman.
Oh, take care, Josh.
Josh, just make sure in the message I tell you to.
Yeah, I was saying if they can't register their players before the start of the season, we should give Maspi and Alonso and then just loan AC for the year. Then we have a centre back. I think it's a great idea personally. What about you guys?
Loan AC for a year. I don't mind.
Okay with that.
No.
No one get Rafinha for free.
Why is Neymar back in the picture for Chelsea?
Why is it over challenge, man? I don't mind.
Neymar's not coming here. Forget about it.
I know, but there's a lot of...
Yeah, I don't even want him. That's what I mean. I don't know why people are talking about
it. What's the worst thing that could happen if we loan AC?
People are like, Broja's gone, and they can't see a striker they want.
Well, I mean, it's not the same profile, so...
No, it's a FIFA profile. You're making an Ultimate Team. That's what it fits. People just want exciting players.
They have 2 right wingers. Like they have Dembele and Rafinha. Looks like they have no plan.
Maybe he's gonna play a 3 and play Rafinha at right wing back. I don't think so. I don't know, but
Barca don't play right wing back. They play right back.
No, I'm saying.
What do you mean? They got Traore there. So Dembele is playing where he's been playing.
I think Traore went back, didn't he? Wasn't it alone?
Pretty sure they bought him.
He's back. He's back to Wolves.
It was a loan, yeah.
Oh, is he? I thought they bought him.
No. There was an option, I think, but they didn't take it.
I cannot wait to see that club go bankrupt.
Yeah, guys, run down a couple questions as well if you got anything you want to ask from us, because I think we've got through a couple topics. Let me have a look.
Do we regret, though? Can I ask a question? Do we regret letting go one of the targets, Klaus, to Marseille?
Maybe we'll never aim for him.
Yeah, it doesn't sound
We didn't bid for him, so it's clear Tuchel didn't really want him like that. Because he was there for a very affordable price.
Did the other club even sign him yet?
No, but they've had a fee agreed. And I think they've been in personal talks for a while now. We haven't even dropped a bid.
It's pretty close with Marseille.
Can you imagine going from Hakimi to Klaus?
I read he's not going to join because he doesn't want to be a backup. And his position in the World Cup squad is the most under threat, so he needs to play more.
Yeah, that makes sense for him.
Yeah.
That's what you got to consider in these transfers as well. Some of them, the World Cup's coming up, so.
Yeah, that's why Werner everyone's saying he's hinting at leaving too, because he needs
that's why left back, left wing back, right wing back positions are going to be harder for us to try and get because, you know, people aren't going to want to be solely backup. Even though we've got a lot of games and a lot of rotation, they know they're going to be backup to Chilwell and James. So.
Yeah, I believe Tuchel's gonna makeshift those positions.
If we get
players.
I don't know, man, because we don't want to stop with Aspilicueta and the right wing back. That's my issue. That's why I want Klaus to come in. We should have done that long ago.
Yeah, but I mean, we don't want.
We got Cho for there, anyway.
But at this point, I don't even think we see Aspilicueta as a right wing back alternative anymore. Because if Tuchel's saying Aspilicueta could potentially leave, we need a third center back. It tells me we see center back now, which that's a good thing because I don't know why he ever played him at right wing back. But yeah, he's not a good fit at right wing back. He never was.
We just gotta look, but they're alright wing backs around Europe. You just gotta look. I would take Des for free.
I don't think he's going.
Chelsea offered 60 mil for Kunde. I don't know who's. I've heard so many different things on this Kunde thing. I'm just gonna leave it at this point because
are you here with big backing for Gabriel too?
Not. Who?
Gabriel. Like we're doing a merry-go-round.
Oh, Vardio. Yes, yeah, I heard we were going back in for this. Again, it looks a bit messy on the defensive front. It feels like we're panicking a little bit.
I think
the news that are recycling it.
No, I think we completely disregarding what actually happens. If Chelsea wants somebody, we go quick and determined. So all those things, I don't believe it. Because the targets that we signed, we went quick and determined. It's it. So all those things that we talk, I don't think we actually linked to
Sterling quick though.
Well, Sterling is actually tough because he did not want to leave. Manchester City did not want him to leave. But it was quick. For example, it's as quick as, for example, what about what's his name? Harry Kane leaving Tottenham for Manchester City. Is that how quick it would be? So that's a tough one. But if you think about it, the person that says that there was a column saying like people of other clubs were impressed with Burnley, how quick and how determined they went. So I just don't think none of those are actually true. None of those links are actually true. Because if we did, we went for them quick and determined.
You know what, Alex, you're right. A lot of these links are not true. Even the Dembele link was true. It came out, Chelsea didn't even bother for Dembele.
Exactly.
They didn't go Dembele at all.
Turns out Chelsea was not for either. By consideration, but there was never direct talk.
Yeah, Alex, remember that player that went to Tottenham? What's his name again? Wing back. We were linked to him. It was all a lie. It was the agent that was trying to...
we not even considered him. Like, it was not even the sniff.
All these players, they are a lie. The only one that was real was Dembele. Dembele, because we actually put a bid for Dembele. That one was true. Oh, sorry, Rafinha. Sorry, not Dembele.
Rafinha was.
But the rest.
If you think about it, we put the bid. Bid was accepted. It's it. Rest of it, it's out of Chelsea's hand. Dembele was fake, apparently. What's his name? Rest of the players.
I reckon they offered something for Dembele.
Yeah, there was defo interest. I think just Dembele longed it all out.
So the reports that
he was a free agent for a bit.
Yeah, the reports
that
came
was not
after.
it. That was the old regime.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Like, he came to London for talks. I don't know if there was like the personal terms would have been agreed, but like I don't think it was.
Remember one thing: old regime like to buy players just to buy players because it's a
opportunity,
it's a perfect opportunity to buy a
Mm.
player. Buy a player,
Yeah.
figure out where he fits next. This time it doesn't. They have
That's why we
targets.
have all
they
these
have
players
plan
in our
B,
squad.
and I think when they have targets, they go for them immediately. Like what's his name?
I feel like we're going for everyone this time around.
I think look, it's the targets, it's obvious which ones we need. We need a defender. But now I don't think we actually I just don't believe all those
Like we're still quick. It's just more like we go, check on delete, possible, no, next, and just keep moving on.
So players like
mad.
SMS, okay, declare players like SMS, just the agent stuff. There's no.
Yeah, I don't feel that one was real.
Yeah,
I don't think he goes anywhere too.
He was just trying to get.
That's what y'all made
contract.
me, because I was never a person that interested in transfer markets. I'll blame Lewis for this shit. He made me read all this crap.
No worries,
And now
man.
I'm like,
Happy to
now
be
I'm getting excited with some of them and not getting excited with none of them.
Yeah.
Indefinite says Hudson Edward. Who the hell is left at striker? Ronaldo. That's it.
And hope Barcelona does not enough money to register all the players.
We going
because I think literally Barcelona getting all those players, hoping that some of them can play.
I don't even get the point. Like,
that's what I'm
these
saying.
are meant to be this close to going out of business, and they're literally buying half the league.
No, see, that's the thing.
I think we tried to rebuild the whole team in one summer.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. They're spending their money.
No, I've seen.
No, but don't worry. But Barca are shooting themselves in the foot for long term.
Yep.
No, another 15%. Yeah, another 15%. That's 25% of the TV revenue, and they're hoping that they're gonna get some short-term success, and the TV revenue is gonna go up. But long-term, 25%. That's massive. I mean, what do we get now? 160 minimum
La Liga,
for the EPL?
La Liga has a problem with the TV things, and they wanted to do it like England, which is spread it between the clubs. So if La Liga passes that, revenues from TVs will go less on the top two. Same. I don't know, man.
See, Barca are doing a great risk.
Now they will lose heaps.
Remember what Bolly said? Bolly said English football. Actually, he said football in Europe is it's like underrated. He said something like that. He said the revenue could be way more, and Barca are giving up their TV revenue. It's a big risk. Like, can you imagine?
No, but the thing, Barca before, I don't know if they're going to change it yet, but before every team used to negotiate their own TV rights. Now Messi's gone, a whole bunch of players gone. Then the next TV rights, they can't negotiate. They have to take less.
Playing in Europa League.
So they're just trying to hope that they can win some stuff still with this team. They're spending all this money to keep that TV rights up. That's why they sell it. But long term, even if they do well, they're not going to bring as much money in.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
That's pretty much right. Because I've heard what they've said, and basically their aim is still to stay like competitive, like Barcelona is supposed to be competitive. They're not.
Exactly.
They're financially not in the position to be there, but they're desperately trying to still. That's why they're getting all these players, and they're serious.
They try to prolong the depth.
What is it?
By trying to prolong the depth by buying the players and try to be relevant.
Exactly.
Because Atletico Madrid is all of a sudden taking up the second spot in La Liga.
And can ask for more TV money.
The longer it goes, the harder it gets for the teams to adjust. Remember, Barcelona has always been determined to be on like for the youngsters, like La Messiah, whatever the crap that is. But it doesn't work like that. You can as much as you want to, you cannot come from your youth 11 players. You have to buy it. But the buying part, it's always been problem for Barcelona.
They already got pretty good youngsters already.
Why is everyone?
Yeah, I would say in the next 2-3 seasons, watch out for their youngsters. They're going to need to sell even more, and they're going to
probably
be.
That's the plan.
Chelsea, if you're going to buy any youngster,
and then start selling some players.
They have a left back called Balde. That guy is really good. If you can buy him, he's like a Cucurella player. If you can get that player,
you can't. They
he'll
put
really
massive
good.
buybacks, but what club should have done is put pressure on them because they're all taking wage cuts. Should have put pressure on them, turned their head a little bit.
Artem says I don't see them buying right wing back this season. Last week there was reports both Chelsea and Livramento wanted the buyback clause in his contract so he can come back in 2023. Hopefully he looks healthy. Again, we'll have to depend on how he recovers from his ACL injury. Hope it isn't anything too deep, but have to play that one by how he returns to the club. But if that's the case, then don't expect a right wing back to come in, especially this late into the window. We probably will just rely on what we still have. I don't know. Maybe we'll see the likes of Dujon Sterling get a run out or something. You never know. Never know. I can't even lie. We've been here for nearly 2 hours. I'm baking my ass off. I need to go lie down. Big up everyone that's locked in. We are going to wrap up the stream here. Be back tomorrow. It'll be a bit cooler as well, so I can actually relax a little bit. But big up everyone that's locked in. Smash the like and subscribe button. Did we get to 400 likes? No, but we're on 200 something, so that's all right. Big up everyone. Like and subscribe, and we are out. Up the Chelsea.